Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. Happy Saturday. I hope you're all doing well. So here I am again, Saturday. Let's pop on and pull a reading for the collective today. So I've got a few cards ready on the table, just unboxing, deciding which to pull first. Okay, let's tap in. So something happens, or perhaps someone is trying to slow you down at this present time. Okay. Maybe so, maybe so. It could be the case. So don't rush ahead. It's because you've got to be slow and steady at this time. It's not about stopping, resting if necessary, but continuing slowly and calmly forward. Okay, so let's pull a oracle card. Let's pull the Power of Surrender card. So what is it that you're surrendering today? What needs to be surrendered today? So let's find out. Thank you. So let's get a reading for the collective today. Thank you, Spirit. Surrender to wonder and awe. Open to the magic of every moment and sense the awe and wonder in your life, in all of your life. This attitude will keep you connected to the ecstasy of flow. Absolutely. So don't stop. Keep going. Slowly forward, knowing that you are in steady flow with life unfolding for you. Okay. Bottom of the deck. Surrender your ego. Cultivate gratitude. Be of service to others and come from your heart. A big ego can work against you, but humility will further your goals. Okay. So I'm looking at these cards. I'm feeling that Divine Masculine's ego is causing problems. Perhaps it's the Divine Masculine's ego that is the one causing this bit of disruption and chaos at this time, slowing things down, trying to hold things back, perhaps holding you up, wasting your time. Perhaps that's an energy that you've been experiencing this week or in the last few days already. But Divine Feminine, you're guided to stay connected to the ecstatic feeling of being in the flow. Okay, do we need to go further? Or are we continuing? Let's continue then. Surrender denial. Accept people and situations exactly as they are, without denying the difficulties. Then you can see things clearly and make the best decisions. Okay. What is it that you're trying not to see? Perhaps you don't want to see that your ego is what's causing delays and blockages at the moment. Perhaps you don't want to admit that your ego is running the show at the moment. Okay. Let's continue. Perhaps your ego at this time is, I'm feeling for the masculines, divine feminines, I feel that you're going your own way at this time. I feel that the divine masculine's energy is very much playing a part to how you're feeling at this time. But divine masculine is needing to surrender his ego, because there may be a bit of self-sabotage coming from divine masculine. Or perhaps it's the self-sabotage, yes, within you that is keeping divine masculine away from you at this time. What cards do we have? We have love. So, how can you bring love back into this situation? How can you keep your heart open and be compassionate? Here we are on the winter solstice, the winter energy, reflecting. So reflecting on this love. So please notice the similarity of colours here in this card. The masculine looking down almost as if he's looking into the water at the reflection. So I feel that divine masculine is spending much time in reflection, seeing how his ego has been running the show, working against him and the situation with you. Vision quest. He can see the vision. Okay. He can see the vision. Let's read from the guidebook with these cards. At the bottom of the deck we have music and harmony. Let's read from the guidebook with these cards. So first of all we have love. Love, sweet love. So in this beautiful image, we see hands reaching toward each other through a heart. A green field surrounding them is the colour of the fourth or heart chakra. It's when we feel love in our heart centre that we not only naturally emit the healing energy of compassion, but we also attract love and compassion. Studies by the Heart Math Institution, by the Heart Math Institute, reveal that the electrical signals from the heart are up to 60 times stronger than the brain's, and the magnetic field is as much as 5,000 times more powerful. It's a given that our thinking patterns affect our feelings and in turn our reality. What we put out, whether it's love, fear, empathy, sadness, and so forth, contains an incredible amount of power to shape and influence our reality. When the focus of our attention and intention is love and compassion, we recognize no separation between self and other. All wounds stem from the illusion of separation from source and all of creation. The route to healing this wound is through cultivating love and compassion for every being on this planet, including yourself. Not a bland standard of unquestioned acceptance, but a heartfelt sense of profound relatedness to whatever you perceive as apart from yourself. True compassion requires not only the feeling of warmth that emanates when you are in touch with your heart center, but in acts of kindness, even if this simply means being a fully attentive listener. Respect the fact that your heart is a giver, putting out electrical energy, and a receiver drawing in magnetic energy. These energies are best sensed by attending to the steady flow of your breathing, while also noticing your heart area. Righteousness, fear, anger, and judgment are some common ways to block your natural desire to love. Forgiveness is not only letting go of judgment, but also seeing through the illusion that you and all that is are separate. Look about you and inside of you and do your best to love whatever you see. So, love whatever it is you see as you are, reflecting on the truth that you are, the truth of all that is. Winter solstice, let's find it. Okay, reflection. This midpoint of winter is not only the shortest day of the year, but also the longest night. The world is very still and the land dormant. Various festivals of light are celebrated and have been for thousands of years, serving as a reminder that the light will indeed return. Throughout many cultures, there are also tales describing this time as the birth of the archetypal, I can't even speak. Well, I can, it's just days that my tongue decides to do something else. Okay. Oh dear. Sun King, let's continue. Describing this time as the birth of the Sun King, including the Christian story of Jesus' birth, representing the hope of renewal from the darkest period of the solar cycle. This image portrays a simple yet powerful representation of the winter solstice. We see a clear reflection of the snowy woods on the still frozen waters of the lake. The blue tint drapes the scene with an even greater sense of quiet and solace, inviting us to walk very softly lest we disturb the intense yet gentle grace of this scene. It's interesting, that sentence, because I was saying how perhaps it feels as though you've been slowed down or something's trying to slow you down, and it's because you are meant to slow down at this time. You're not meant to rush ahead. So, the blue tint drapes the scene with an even greater sense of quiet and solace, inviting us to walk very softly, lest we disturb the intense yet gentle grace of this scene. The reflection of the trees on the frozen lake reminds us that this is a time for us to go inside, to both our physical shelter as well as our internal world, and there contemplate the season that has passed, the season that is, and the seasons yet to come. Review the past year and ask yourself what the most important lessons you have had to learn are, what you have accomplished, and what dreams and visions you want to manifest in the upcoming year. Whether it has been a relatively smooth ride or a challenging series of events, acknowledge your experience as being the work of Source, no matter what your judgments, fears, or joys are. Honour whatever has happened over the previous several months with gratitude and forgiveness. Then let it go. Allow yourself some solitude so you can spend some quiet, slow time in reflection. Once you feel complete, reflect on your present life, especially focusing on what you are grateful for. When you are finished, consider what is to come, all the different possibilities and potential that exist before you. Allow your imagination to roam without limitation or ambition and see what shows up. Notice how you feel in your body with whatever scenario plays out in your mind. These are previews of that which is gestating and can manifest and grow when cared for properly. Patience and stillness is called for here. For just as the earth cycles have their own pace, so does this cycle. And that's exactly why we are feeling as if we're being held back and slowed down at this time. Because everything is exactly as it's meant to be. Okay. Desert. Let's read it. Vision quest. Okay. In this arid climate that we call desert, images shift and change throughout the day, yet always maintain a sharp and defined presence. Those hardy species of flora and fauna that have found a home in the desert have adapted over eons to the relative harshness that's a strong characteristic of these lands. Throughout history, we've passed down many stories of people wandering the desert. Often, they're about religious figures and ascended masters who have journeyed there and returned to their people with remarkable visions. The desert is an ideal place to seek a vision, or more accurately, to allow a vision to come to you. The quiet and peace of such an environment is conducive to the solitude required to have this type of profound experience. Excuse me. Spending time in this region without the usual accoutrements of the civilized world can present survival challenges, or at least seem to. And this could rightfully be called a spirit quest, where through steadiness in this seemingly bleak environment, it becomes possible to receive direct guidance from spirit internally and in the world around you. A spirit quest is a process whereby you spend a few days in the wilderness alone. Typically, you carry only water and some sacred items with you, and you spend most of the time praying or meditating. Many who have completed a vision quest assert that it is a powerful and even life-changing experience, and report vivid and profound revelations. Just got to have some water. Excuse me. Okay. I'm feeling the dryness of the desert. I literally needed water. Okay. What does it say about that? Many who have completed a vision quest assert that it is a powerful and even life-changing experience and report vivid and profound revelations. It is said that the desert does not lie, so partaking in this can help you discover the truth about your purpose, or at least give you some clues. It is time for you to go on a vision quest. Designate a place in nature in which to dwell, whether for a couple of hours or a few days. Spend the majority of your time while there praying and meditating. It is best to be in a location where you can truly find solitude, even if it is in a quiet corner of a park for an afternoon. Wherever you go, take your question, concern, or challenge with you into prayer and meditation. Allow it to float around you in your consciousness and watch what shows up. This is one of the most powerful cards. By drawing it, whatever other messages you may have received are amplified threefold. Okay. Music. Okay. Harmony. Wow. Excuse me, sorry. Throat chakra is having issues. Tickly, tickly. Music. What would life be like without it? It's not something that we humans invented. Rather, music has been around since time began. Subtle and dramatic textures of sound have existed as long as there have been beings that could hear them. For our ancient ancestors, paying close attention to sounds, rhythms, and vibrations from the environment helped them survive. Of course, it has also been compelling for humanity to create music through our own voice and musical instruments. As we have evolved, so have the instruments we've created, some of which, when played, mimic the music of the natural world. Where there's more than one instrument played, or two or more people singing, the resulting harmonies blend into one unified sound that is pleasing to the ear. If the notes are out of sync, there's a notable dissonance that can be disturbing. Here, we see two women with stringed instruments creating a harmonious blend. They're so absorbed in their playing that they appear to be in a trance, as if they're simply allowing the music to flow through them. This is a time of considerable harmony for you, one where the various elements in your life are flowing together smoothly. Just as in musical harmony, it is the interface of these elements that merge into a cycle of symmetry and balance that evokes feelings of harmony. The challenge is to sustain this inner accord even when there is considerable dissonance outside of your own mind, heart, and body. Note the sensations, emotions, and thoughts you experience when everything seems to be moving along well. Take 3 deep breaths and let your breathing be the anchor that reminds you of this state of consciousness. Whenever you perceive chaos around you, know that it is a mirror for your inner turmoil. When you recognize this, take 3 or more breaths to bring forth the memory of those moments when your life was like a symphony. Then every time you exhale, you are releasing the energy of your internal state of harmony into the world, and it will have amazing effects. Okay, it will have amazing effects. So, what's your divine energy calling you to do? What's the biggest... I can't use that word. That's not really the word that I wanted to use. No, I'm not saying it. I know, you'll never know. You'll never know now. But I'm not going to say that. Oh dear. I need to reword it. Okay. Oh, do I have to share it? Do I have to tell you why I'm laughing? Because in my mind, it was like, what's the biggest jerk going off in you? It's like, why is there, who says there's a jerk in you? Is there a jerk in you? Not sure. So, what's jerking you? Oh dear. I don't know. Let's pull some cards and find out. What's your divine energy jerking you to do today. Wow. Okay. So let's find out. Wow. Someone was, I mean, that was a huge leap of faith. There's two cards jumping up in the air together, and they literally just landed on the floor. So let's see. Well, bottom of the deck, let's finish shuffling. We've got face your adversities. So let's see where these cards went. Oh, there we are. 1 and 2. Nurture yourself first and go for your dreams. Okay. So, your divine energy wants you to know today. Let's find it. Let's find our message. It's pretty self-explanatory. To put yourself first, to listen to your body, to pay attention to what guidance you're receiving from your body. Nurture yourself first. Don't strain yourself for others. Nurture yourself first. Here we go, page 23. Okay, page 23. So it's time to stop over giving to others, whether they're family, friends, or even co-workers. Turn your attention inward and give yourself what you need at this time. If you don't, you may become overdrawn, overworked, overextended, all signs that you have fallen out of balance and need more nurturing and self-care. Check in with yourself. Are you being insensitive or unresponsive to your personal needs, physical, emotional, or spiritual? Are you overly concerned with the demands of those around you? Your divine energy is calling you to bring your life into balance by becoming more sensitive and responsive to your needs. Take time and make space for yourself without guilt or defensiveness. If you don't respond to your own needs first, you won't truly have energetic fuel to love or assist anyone else. Don't believe that it's better to give than to receive, and recognize that only when giving and receiving are in balance does life flourish for all. Self-care is the only way to advance your life at this time. Okay. Go for your dreams. Are you plagued by regret over dreams unexplored? Do you wonder what might have been had you taken a different road? Do you fear it's too late or that you're too old to pursue your heart's desire at this time? The spirit within is activating your awareness and inviting you to reclaim lost dreams. Yes, some things are gone forever and must be accepted, mourned and forgotten, but others only appear that way and are really just waiting for you to breathe life into them once again. Your divine energy is calling you to separate what's dead from the merely dormant. Bury the dead and accept. Then give the inactive or ignored love in your heart all you have in order to revive it, whether in your art, your relationships, or even in your health. Find the courage to go for your dreams and forget excuses or fears. Give your full attention to what wants to live in you today that you've neglected or not supported. Let your inner lover, artist, or adventurer thrive and quit using your intellect and ego to kill these creative parts of you. This creative urge that is trying to emerge will bring new vitality into your life. Take the chance and believe in yourself. Then do everything you must to make your dreams come true. Don't hold back. Give your heart your full attention. Okay. So face your adversities. Let's read it. Because some things you may not have wanted to see, to maybe admit to, or to look at. But no one's perfect. We all have things that we could improve upon within ourselves. So, face your adversities. 81. Are you remaining passive in the face of people or circumstances that morally, ethically, or even physically offend or disrespect you? Are you wondering whether to speak up or to remain silent to avoid serious confrontation? This is a powerful juncture in your soul's development, where you are being asked to commit to your values and let others know what is not acceptable to you in the most loving way possible. Your divine energy is calling you to step away from disturbing or threatening situations, but still respond to the violations at hand with a blend of heart and mind. Is there just reason to take offence, or are you interpreting things in the wrong way? Ask your higher self for clarity. Be as objective as possible when interpreting perceived violations, and use neutral and wise outside counsel as a sounding board. Lay the facts out and study them, and talk it over with a trusted, qualified friend as you look for unconscious patterns both in your adversary and in yourself. Seek to understand your opposition's needs and motives, but also strive for clarity about your own desires and reasoning as you work to avoid judgment and self-righteousness. In other words, listen to your heart, but respond with a cool head. Okay. A Work Your Light Oracle. So, let's pull a Work Your Light Oracle straight away. We have Warrior Woman. Have you answered your deepest calling? And if not, why not? What's holding you back? It's time to face your adversities. Surrender to wonder and awe. Don't let your ego hold you back or get in the way now. It's time to let go of the ego. Let go of things that are holding you back. It's time to unbind yourself from those ties, those soul patterns and contracts, past lives. Things where there's been, well, karmic ties, unhealthy bonds. It's time to free yourself from the ego trap. Indeed it is. Free yourself from the ego trap. Top of the deck, trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? Are you listening to your body? Because your body is trying to tell you something. Are you listening? Are you paying attention? Are you trusting? Have you answered your deepest calling? Because there is something calling to you. Okay. There is, indeed. Excuse me. Wow, that came out of nowhere. Kind of did, you know. Well, maybe this message will feel like that. Maybe you'll receive a message that feels like that. It'll feel like it just came from nowhere. Came out of nowhere. Okay, Warrior Woman. Let's read your message. Warrior Woman. You, my lovely, are here for a reason. You are being called to bravely pave a path. Have you answered your highest and deepest calling? Living a heart and soul-led life is not all fluffy and smooth sailing. Living a heart and soul-led life requires courage to triumph over fear. So often our fears are the gatekeepers to our greatest gifts, and the more resistance we have toward answering a call, the more important it is to our soul's growth. Sometimes fear is an indication that we are facing the right way. Joan of Arc was known for her courage and her famous line, "I am not afraid. I was born to do this." But the thing about courage is that it is not possible without fear. So, if you are feeling afraid, what is needed is courage. And courage comes from living from the heart. Think of your fears as opportunities to expand rather than things that are holding you hostage. If you look at your fears in this light, then as uncomfortable as it might feel, it's actually a sign that you are on the right track. Okay. Let's read Unbound. So, it is time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. They are coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear these patterns than right now. Take a look at patterns in your life that you are ready to release. Ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have had an expiry date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. It is time to unwind from them. This is the life in which you free yourself from trauma of past lives. What old ways of being have an expiry date? When you name them, you claim them, and they stop holding power over you. When acknowledging these old patterns, it is also important to acknowledge how they have served you up until now. For example, a soul pattern of playing small, caused by a soul fear of being seen or sharing your voice, would have served you by keeping you safe. In order to grow, you now need to soften by receiving and calling in support. It is time to unbind from the old ways of being that are no longer sustainable. Okay, and you can do this. And this card also comes with a Work Your Light activation. So, if you would like to take part in this Work Your Light activation, I'm going to finish our reading with this light activation, and a universe has your back card. So, as I was saying, if you would like to take part in this activation, then hold your hand on your heart and say with meaning the following. I release all old soul stories, vows, contracts, and patterns that are no longer aligned with who I came here to be in the present time. I carry the lessons, growth, and gifts, but I no longer choose to live the same story. May I be unbound, unbound, forever unbound. And that was our Work Your Light activation. So let's pull a universe has your back to close out today's reading. Thank you. We have a prayer, a thank you to the universe. And if you would like to, you can also type this in the comment box or put a heart to show that you've received this message today. Thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perceptions so that I can see what is of the highest good. Okay. When I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. So notice the flowers. It's kind of got two stems and they're joining in the middle, much like the heart, the compassion. So stay in your compassionate heart. Give yourself the love that's necessary. And make love your focus. See the world through the lens of love. So, everybody, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for all your likes and subscribes and for letting me know that you're here. I really appreciate seeing you all here and joining me and helping my channel to grow, because I truly do enjoy delivering these messages to you. So thank you, everybody. Much love. And I really do, wish you well and all the best. See you soon.